The first step in your family preparedness plan is to create a good 72-hour kit that will provide for your basic needs, enabling you to be self-reliant for a 3-day period of time. It's as though you're preparing for a campout for 3 days and 3 nights. You need to select items that can be stored for at least a year and are lightweight so that you can evacuate your home if necessary. The following list can be used as you assess your family's specific needs. You'll need food and water, equipment to provide heat and light, shelter, bedding, clothing, communication items, tools, first aid and medications, personal hygiene items, important documents, and some extra cash. We'll go over each of these categories and list useful items. Let's start with food and water. Thank you. Water is one of the most important elements in your 72-hour kit. There are a variety of products available for storing water, and some are more suited to 72-hour kits than others. Some excellent ways for storing water are: 1. The prepackaged water pouches and aqua blocks. These have an excellent storage life, pack easily, and are 3 is a 5-gallon metallized mylar bag. These bags inhibit bacterial growth by being light-proof, and they come from the factory spore-free. The bag is protected by a 350-pound crush weight box, and some of these boxes even convert into portable toilets. This type of water storage provides enough water for 2 people for 3 days. 4. As far as the food for the 72-hour kit, some of the best for those are those that have been designed for the armed forces. These include the high-calorie food or energy bars such as Clif Bars, granola, Hua Bars, or the MRE meals, which are ready to eat right out of the pouch. MRE, or meals ready to eat, have a shelf life of approximately 5 to 7 years. They come in a variety of entrees and have all the moisture content intact within the pouch. They can be eaten hot or cold and don't require a can opener. Familiar foods such as chicken stew or spaghetti, and therefore bring an element of normalcy to any emergency situation. MREs are generally available at sporting goods stores. Did you know that a single match could make all the difference between survival and death? Warmth is especially important. Because of the danger of hypothermia, a condition where the body's core melts. Because of hypothermia, a condition where the body's core temperature sinks too low and the brain and vital organs stop working. Every 72-hour kit should have warming equipment, like warm packs that'll keep your fingers and toes warm, even in severe weather. Candles, blankets, even a camp heater would be nice. In most emergency situations, the loss of utilities is a common occurrence. That's why it makes sense to have some form of portable light system in your emergency preparation. The chemical light stick makes an excellent source of portable light. They are safe, non-toxic, and have an excellent shelf life. And it makes a great source of light in case you suspect that you have a gas leak inside your home. And they come in several different colors. It's also important to have a good flashlight on hand, with plenty of extra batteries and extra light bulbs as well. If you have to leave your home in a moment's notice, you would probably be very grateful that you had in your 72-hour kit reliable shelter, bedding, and extra clothing. Your shelter could run the spectrum from the most elaborate tent on the market to a plastic poncho. Emergency or rescue blankets that have a metallized liner will retain up to 90% of your radiant body heat and provide a light, effective means of insulation. A good sleeping bag is probably your best investment and providing insulation from cold. A synthetic fill material such as holofill or qualofill will retain much of its loft or insulation value even when it's wet. Cotton is a cooling fabric and should not be used as insulation, especially if it gets wet. So when you're picking clothing for your kit, remember to find fabrics that dry quickly and keep you safe. Can you imagine how terrible it would be to go without any information during an emergency? Some simple communications gear will certainly be needed for a good kit. An AM/FM radio is an essential item to your kit. One that runs on batteries or one that has some additional power sources. A solar cell on top and hand crank generator on the side. Having a radio in your kit ensures that you'll always have an emergency broadcast information during a crisis. Signaling devices such as a whistle could be used if you're stranded without help. Some tools would also be helpful in an emergency. There are many helpful tools in this inexpensive pocket knife. A small trowel or a shovel can be useful. We don't know why, but we've been told it might be useful. Some nylon stocking, just in case you want to rob a bank. Some nylon cord could even be used to help dry out wet clothing and to lash together some handy camp gadgets. A pry bar, an earthquake or other natural disaster. A variety of other hand tools might be needed. Choose tools that have a variety of uses, conserve weight and space in your kit. A first aid kit and personal medications are the next items to include in your emergency supplies. When it comes to first aid, all of the supplies in the world will do you no good if you don't know how to use them. So first and foremost, get some training. This is generally available through your local Red Cross, hospitals, or fire department. Then, armed with this knowledge, you can help those around you. Basic supplies should include assorted bandages, dressings, and ointments. Pain relief tablets, splints, and compresses are also excellent to have on hand. You can increase these types of supplies as your level of knowledge and expertise increases. Toiletries and personal hygiene items are important during a 3-day period away from the comfort of your home. This is an item that's often overlooked, but really ought to be addressed. In your 72-hour kit, you'll want to include such personal hygiene products as toothpaste, toothbrushes, razors, and shaving cream. Also shampoo, soap, and toilet tissue. Also include diapers and wipes for the infants, and feminine hygiene products as well. You will also need to include some sort of portable toilet. The water sanitation kit that we talked about earlier is an excellent means of providing for this need. Create a red file with important documents. Documents that should be included: certified copies of deeds, entitles to property, insurance papers, wills and trusts, a medical history for each member of the family, plus important personal papers, family photographs, and other irreplaceable documents. These can also be scanned and stored on a thumb drive or CD. Hard copy documents should be kept in waterproof containers such as this Ziploc bag and stored in or near your 72-hour kit. A little money could be important, and when we say money, we don't mean keep it in your ATM. In the event of a general disaster, it may be cash and carry for a while. And as we've learned from recent disasters, the banks may not have the electricity either. So keep an adequate amount of cash and small bills in your 72-hour kit. Cell phones may also be useful, but may or may not function. Payphones are some of the first phones working after a general disaster, so keep some change in your kit. Designate an out-of-area contact as a focal point for the family in the event of a local disaster. With all these supplies collected and put into a suitable container, you've made an important step toward becoming more self-reliant.